Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to use a progress bar using Tkinter and Python. So in this video I'm going to create a progress bar, and also I'm going to start a process that will create 100 values to put in a list. Each time the one value is created, the progress bar will progress or will step forward by 1. So the maximum value of my progress bar will be 100, and each time I will create one value, I will add it to a list, and I will update the value of my progress bar by adding plus one. So it will step forward each time by 1 until it reaches 100. To do this, first I'm going to import TTK from Tkinter. I'm also importing TK from TTK themes. You don't have to use TTK themes, it's just to enhance the appearance of my window. You can just use, as I'm showing here, main tk.tk for creating your main window or your root window. So I can show you now the difference between using themed TK or using TK. So the first one, this display, will be the one corresponding to using the skid purple theme or SCID theme, purple theme. I don't know how to pronounce it. So this is using package TTK themes. So to use it, of course, you have to install this package, and so this is the display. And now I'm going to show you the same code but using a TK window. So now I'm showing you the same code but using a TK window. As you can see, the color of the progress bar changed, the format or the appearance of the buttons and the windows also, and the progress bar of course also changed. Again, here is so I'm importing TTK, team TK, importing also Tkinter as TK. So to create, I'm going to use it to create my list. I'm also going to use the render function from the render package. I'm going to use the render function to create the values in my process or to add to my list. So first I will create a window using here the themed package. I selected the skid purple or SCID purple theme. I'm setting the geometry of my window, so with the width 700, height 400, and the X and Y positions 400 and 200. The title of my window will be a progress bar, and here I'm actually creating the progress bar. So the progress bar I'm creating it using the TTK package. I'm specifying the main window or the windows that will contain or hold the progress bar. I'm setting the orientation as horizontal, so you can set an horizontal or create a vertical progress bar. The mode, determinate or indeterminate. So determinate means that you know exactly when the progress bar will end, or you can determine the end of the progress bar. It will progress always in the same direction. And determinate will have the indicator of the progress bar that moves forward and backward until you specify when to end this progress bar. We are going to use the determinate mode. The length of the progress bar. So the length means here the length, the displayed, the width, since it's an horizontal progress bar, the width of the displayed progress bar. So the width is 500. If you had a vertical progress bar, it will be the height of the progress bar. And the maximum. So here the maximum value means that when the value of the progress bar will be equal to 100, it means the process or the progress of the progress bar reached the end of the progress bar. So you don't have, by default it's 100, you don't have to use 100, you set the value necessary for your process or for your progress bar. Here I'm displaying the progress bar at the first row and the first column. Again, I'm using other objects with the progress bar, but the necessary elements of the progress bar are the progress bar itself, the main window to create or to display the progress bar or to hold the progress bar, or the windows of your application, and the when updating or the progress bar, when starting the update or when updating the progress of the progress bar and displaying this progress. So here I'm creating a label using TTK again. It's rooted with main window, and at the beginning it will have this value or this text displayed 0%, which means that the process that I'm simulating, or the progress that I'm simulating the progress with the progress bar didn't start. So 0%, it means also that nothing has been done yet. This is why I'm starting with 0% and displaying the label at the column 1 and the same row as the progress bar, so it will be displayed at the right of the progress bar, as you can see here in this window. So here is the row 0, this is column 0, the progress bar, and this is column 1. You can see it displays, or it's initialized by 0% value. And now I will have to create a list with this scroll bar. So to create a list, I will create a frame that will contain both the list and scroll bar. The frame will be rooted at the main window, but the scroll bar and the list will be rooted at the frame. I created a video that you will have the link at the end of this video that explains how to create a scroll bar, how to add scroll bar to list box. Here I'm displaying the list with scroll bar into the frame, but the frame itself is displaying using red since it's rooted to the main window. It's displayed at column 0 and row 2 since it will be below the progress bar. And again, right now I've just created the elements, but the process or the progress didn't start yet. Here I'm defining the function that will actually simulate a process and update the simulate a calculation process, and at the same time, or a computation process, and same time update my progress bar. And I will also create a button that will start the process of computation, which will mean the starting of the progress bar until it will reach the end of its maximum value, or its end, simply its end. So it's rooted onto the main window. It has this message start process, and as command has the function a process. So when I will click on this button, it will call the function a process, and in the process function what will do, just create an empty list, then for value for I in range 100. So I will have a loop that will create 100 values. This is why I have I in range 100. To create each value, I will have this process or this internal loop. Why I'm using it? So I'm using this internal loop to have a process that takes some time, so you can see the progress. So to simulate a process that may take some time, so this way you can see the progress. It will slow the progress of my progress bar. So for example, here you can have for example, you want to copy 100 files, and here will be the actual function that, or instruction that copy, or function that copy the files, or you have some treatment to do on a file, and here or operation to apply on this file, and here is the operation to apply on each file. So here, to create one value, I will have a loop from j in range 50,000 that will create a sum of random numbers using random function that I've previously imported. And each time I create this sum, or using this 50,000 value, I will append this value to my list. So I created an empty list, and to create each value to add to this list, I will have to loop through to have a sum of 50,000 value and the values. I will append this value to my list. Here, when I create one value, my progress bar should progress by 1, since the step of the progress of my progress bar will simulate creation of one value of my list. This is why here for the progress bar, for the property value, I'm just augmenting, or I'm just additioning 1 to the initial or to the previous value. So each time I will progress by 1, which means I created one value. Here also I'm using the update idle tasks function. Why I'm using it? So you can see the progress of the progress bar. If you don't do this, it will wait until the end of the process, which means this function, to display the progress of the progress bar. So you will not see the progress itself, just the end. And here also I'm updating, since I'm progressing, the percentage of progress should also be updated. So here I'm updating the text with the actual percentage of accomplishment, or of creation of values. Since each time I'm creating one value, I can just each time add use the y value of my loop and add the percentage symbol to it. But if you have value different than 100 here, and you're not stepping forward always by 1, you have to compute the actual percentage by just dividing the actual progress by the actual value progress by the maximum value of the range, and multiplying the results by 100. So this is actually what we are doing. In fact, we are multiplying by 100 and dividing by 100. And after creating the value, updating the progress bar, the value of the progress bar, updating the label, I'm actually adding the value to my list. So you will see the values added each time the progress bar will progress, and you will see also the scroll bar of the list shrinking, which means that the list became bigger. At the end of the process, I will call the show info message that will function that will display the end of the process, or the process is completed message. Here, as I explained, this is the button that will start the process, the computation, and the progress of my progress bar, and this is my loop. So again, here is the result. When I will click on the start process, it will so here start process. So each time it will add create a value, it will add it to my list, and it will update my progress bar until it reaches 100. So at the end, it displayed the process is completed. So this is the end of this video. Thank you for watching and see you in next video. Bye.